Why is it so hard for many of us to believe that we have a creator, a higher power, a God? See, me, I was raised in the church, so I've always believed in a higher power. I've always believed in life after death and that we would meet our creator at some point in life. But I'm also always thinking on the opposite end of the coin. I want to know, what people on that side of the fence think. And it just boggles my mind sometimes when I think about people, I don't know, I guess being so egotistical. Is it ego for you to not believe that there's something greater than you, that something created you? Is that really hard to believe? Because from my studying of people, human psychology, and just observing people around me that aren't super religious, their biggest struggle with believing in a higher power is all due to senses. See, as people, we tend to identify something as being real based off of whether or not it fits into our five senses, which is to see, hear, taste, touch, and feel. So if something doesn't fit within those five senses, we determine it not to be real. But that's not always true. So when you talk about something like chemistry is something that we identify as being real. We can feel it, but it's not a feel to the touch. It is an internal feeling. So that doesn't really fit within the senses. That's more your consciousness or your intuition, rather than it is your sense of touch or your sense of feel. But we identify that to be real, even though it doesn't fit within our senses. And chemistry, I would say, is more spiritual than it is, a physical thing. It is your frequencies matching up with somebody else's frequencies, and there being harmony between those two frequencies. That is chemistry, where you guys are fitting. You guys are a pair. It's no different than when you come across somebody and you don't like their energy. Energy is another spiritual sense that we believe in, but it's something that doesn't fit into our five senses. Now, you hear it all the time. I just didn't like his energy. And you can feel that coming up to somebody that you've never met before. And that is just, your frequencies, your spiritual being is just not in harmony with that person's spiritual being for whatever reason, So there are things that we identify to be real that fits outside of our five senses. But when it comes to Christ, when it comes to God, for some reason, he is just too hard to believe in, which is mind-boggling to me. We rather believe in UFOs and we rather believe in aliens, which are things that we have never seen before, things that have never fit within our senses before. We believe in those things, but we can't believe that there's a creator. There's somebody that created this beautiful world that we step outside to every day. You think how perfect the ecosystems are. You think how perfect and reliant upon one thing is to another. You take bees out of the system and you don't get the pollinating of flowers. You don't get the growth of plants. You don't get the oxygen that other species, organisms need to survive. So a lot of things don't live. A lot of things cease to exist if you put one ripple into the ecosystem. So it's just hard for me to believe that there's not a creator when you have such perfection in the world. Everything has a purpose. And it's just hard for me to believe that that's just by randomness. I don't believe in randomness. I believe in design. And I believe God has designed, he has created things to be the way that they are. It's no different than man. We are creative beings, which speaks to our evolution and our growth in technology and our way of life, growth through time. We are a creative species. And our creative ability comes from God because God created everything. So creation is one attribute that he has shared with us and has given us the ability to do. So you think of all the creations of man, this granite countertop in my kitchen, this glass table, dining table over there, these couches that you see in the background, or this sofa that you see in the background. It has all been created by man. So why is it too much of us, or too difficult for us to believe that something created us? We have that attribute because of our higher power, the ability to create. That is only because of him, because he's a creator. You see the correlation? So you got to really start asking yourself, why do you believe in other things that you haven't seen, touched, smelled, feel, taste, but you don't believe in there being a higher power or a creator? It's like, why can't you have the faith in something that you can't see? And for somebody to tell me that they can't do it would be a lie, because people do it on the daily, and it's fear. The opposite of faith is fear. People believe in fear, which is why they have so many, issues with anxiety, because they're afraid of a potential outcome. They're afraid of something that doesn't exist, something that has not even happened yet. So you do have the ability to believe in something that you can't see, or something that's not real to the naked eye. That is not real if it doesn't fit within the senses, because fear does that, and we believe in that every day. We feel anxiety every day. So why is it so hard for you to have faith and believe in God, to believe in Christ, but you can believe in fear, which isn't even a real fear, because there's no outside circumstance that is threatening your life. There's no person that is threatening your life. There's no situation that's actually threatening your life in that moment. That would be real fear. But to believe that something may happen, something potentially could happen, that's not real. That's not real fear. That is created by your mind. Your mind plays tricks on you. So I just want us to really self-reflect, to really think about the things that we give our energy to, the things that we believe in, and how beneficial it really is to your life. How beneficial is it to believe in fear? I can tell you how beneficial it is to believe in Christ. I can tell you all the things he's done in my life. I walk around with no fear because I know that he has my back. I can tell you how beneficial that is. Even if, say, Christ isn't real, just the belief of him being real has given me more strength than fear ever could. So really just take a second and think about the things that you're believing in, and how are they benefiting you, and how are they working for the good of you. But I thank you guys for checking out this video, and I'll have more content coming on the way. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.